Okay, so we're gonna go on and get started. I was waiting for the other ones to come in. They can just trickle in as they come. So again, Omar, I do want to thank you for this opportunity to speak with these young actors. So we have Jalen, Aaron, Cameron. They all go to the same acting school.
Nice.
So we are looking forward to just kind of getting them started, getting them some advice because it's really hard when you're trying to um, get into the acting industry and you just don't have anyone to talk to, you don't have anyone to speak to about anything. So
I bet.
again, I do want to thank you for this opportunity. Like, really
Oh,
want to
right
thank
on.
you for this. Okay.
Right on. It's all good. It's all good. Well, it's kind of funny. Just to kind of kick things off here. Uh, I've been in the business for about 45 years. Well, I know I'm 45 years old, but I've been in the business, I feel like my whole life, but for at least 30 years now. And the game has actually changed. So it's kind of ironic for me for us to be doing this on Zoom. Right now, I'm filming a project for Disney, right? It's a Disney series that films out in Chicago. I'm out here for about 5 months, but I live in LA. Now, the reason I bring this up, other than to toot my own horn that I'm still working, is that the way that I booked the show was just like this on Zoom. The game has changed. Now, when I started, now let me tell you how important this is. When I started, it was all about, if the pandemic hadn't hit and changed everything, this Zoom hadn't been so important, then I'll be talking to you guys about how to work a room. Working a room means, when you work in the entertainment field, especially as an actor, you're auditioning yourself to people to find out if they want to work with you as a person. You know what I mean? So if you come in kind of quiet and shy and not really talking too much, you're like, I don't know, type of person it is. That's how a lot of things work. And you say, about, like, let me just be real with you. Things like the casting couch and things like that, like back in the day where people would have to get a little comfortable and maybe do this or that to get a part. It's just all a part. A lot of times people just say, I want to be around them for whatever reason, that type of thing. So you sell yourself, work the room, look, people talk about traffic and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Now you have to do all that over Zoom. I literally had to audition and be as charismatic and let them know how, not as, of course you have to be able to act and you have to know your lines and they got to know that you're professional and that you're going to be on time for your Zoom calls. But the woman that Golden Brooks actually plays my wife on the show, she had a tough time auditioning because she had bad Wi-Fi. Disney actually passed on this. I'm giving y'all some inside information here. Disney actually passed on her, but the producers loved her so much. They said, no, trust me, give her another shot. Is it her acting? She seems fine, but she couldn't work her Wi-Fi. She didn't know how to work her computer. And you know what I mean? We're ready to move on to somebody else. And they said, trust me, we'll get her still. We'll make sure she has good internet. Give her one more shot. And they gave her one more shot and she booked the gig. How about that? Is that wild or what? So this right here is very important, knowing how to connect with someone even online. Imagine that. But anyway, just want to kind of give you that spiel. So fire away.
Yes, sir. I had one major question.
Mhm.
How do you go about choosing a agency or an agent to you book stuff or get meetings and stuff like that?
Excellent question. Again, the game has changed from my day when we started it. It's two things. One, some people like to think you want the biggest agent with the most clients to get you out there. For me, it was very important to have an agent that would work for me, smaller agent that's going to target my demographic, that's going to say, okay, I want to get you out everywhere and not just put you in a box and only send you out on African-American roles or, roles that we think you fit. Like she sent me out on everything. I'd walk into an audition room and see guys that don't look anything like me. And then I'd book it, because they're seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So my point is, you want to find an agent that's really going to send you out there. You know what I mean? So specifically, Screen Actors Guild is the guild that you want to belong to, right? So you can call SAG. They can send you a list. And again, this is kind of like 30 years ago, but I'm pretty sure they'll still help you out. If you call and ask them for a list of agents in your area. And now the cool thing is, again, this pandemic has changed everything. You can be, I don't know where you're sitting at with living room, where you're at now, but you can have an agent that's out of town. It doesn't matter because everything's done digitally. You know what I mean? They're going to just send you out on calls in your area. When you begin, you want a headshot and a resume. What's on my resume if I'm just getting started? Well, your special skills, what you like to do, that type of thing, so that they know the type of things to send you out for. Special skills and stuff is very important now. And that's one thing: never lie about what you can do to get a part. This job I'm doing now is about the skating culture in Chicago. I said, I can skate a little bit, man. They got us going through it. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, and this happens a lot in the industry, they'll lie. And I said, can you ride a motorcycle? Sure. I got a buddy of mine, he's a stunt coordinator. He's like, yeah, we had all these guys lined up to play these biker roles. They were falling off the bikes left and right. You know, they can't, say, okay, we're gonna give you a test ride. No, you either get the gig or not. When you're there and you look like an idiot, you may get fired and they have no problem recasting you. But with this pandemic, it's tricky. And you guys have to stop me because I get long-winded. I know we only got about 45 minutes. But yeah, so definitely you want to try to choose an agent that you know will get you out there. So I like when you're starting out, smaller agents. And also the bigger agents, they really want to work with referrals anyway, which means someone has to have referred you to them. So forget about the top 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 agents. Forget about that. Find somebody that basically needs that has a breakdown machine. So it doesn't even have to be an agent. It could be a manager, as long as they get the breakdowns. Breakdowns are the lists that come in that say, we're looking for a guy like this, like this, like this, like that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for that.
You got it.
That's all I got for right now.
Cool.
Guys, you should introduce yourself before you ask a question, just so we know who we're talking to. Just
got it. I see the little line there, Aaron Thompson. Okay. So I'm telling I get to zoom down. You kidding me? Hey, Penelope, how you doing? You good? All right.
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, good. You a little late.
Yeah, I know. I had got the
oversleep?
wrong link. No, I got the
Okay.
wrong link. So, yeah.
Always blame the link. As I was just explaining now, they won't care whether or not you got the right link or you was late in traffic. Don't say traffic. They said we all had the same traffic as you. I'm telling you, these casting and producers and directors are brutal. And these gentlemen have been here waiting patiently for a while. You come in late, they say, huh. Now, the cold thing is, and Jalen, I'm gonna get to you because you look serious. You got some good questions, man. And we can get real excited to get into it. I used to be late somewhat on purpose when I auditioned for roles because they would be in there seeing everybody do the same thing over and over and over again. And it's always that lasting impression is always that last one that works. And that being on something, now don't try it, but you come in with a lot of energy, you come in late and they're like, man, there's something about him that he was different than the others. He just the last one you saw and then you book it. But anyway, put that on the shelf for later. Come on, Jalen, what's happening, brother?
All right, so like the question I got is like, so like after like you basically book everything, you like have everything all going all good, like for like, because I know like you're gonna have the financial advisor and everything, like how would you like look out for that one exactly?
Very good question. That's what school is most important, my brother. Like I started as a child actor, 10, 11 years old. So it was on my parents and my managers and agents to kind of look out for me. But they didn't know that aspect. They were just like, let's find you a financial advisor. I had an accountant. I've had about 8. That's a tough one. I'm telling you, that's one they don't tell you about. They just want to tell you about how to stand and profile and upstage and downstage and how to project your voice and da-da-da-da. Yeah, what about the money? That is a very, very important choice. That's almost as important as choosing the right manager or agent. Because you just have to keep an eye on everything. That's all. You just make sure whatever it is, if you don't understand, you ask a question. It's like in school, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, here's my money. This is what's coming out. This is what I need to invest, so forth and so on. You give yourself an allowance for you can spend. And then, after you make a certain amount of money, you get into a different tax bracket. And then they wind up, you don't take any taxes out and it's on you. That's how a lot of people get in trouble because they just give you all your money. And they say, oh, you just pay taxes at a certain time during the year. And you just say, oh, and then you get all these breaks and extensions. And then all of a sudden you're Wesley Snipes. Y'all know Wesley Snipes? I just see these kids. They're like, oh, Wesley Snipes. There's a brother that made a whole lot of money and then had to go to jail so he didn't pay his taxes. That's the point. That's the point there. I'm waiting for the smile that I did. Blade. Blade? Yeah. You mean Blade? Yeah.
You guys have homework to do. I need y'all to research who Wesley Snipes is.
Get out. Wesley, you should be as a cautionary tale for real.
Right. Thank you, Jay.
Hypex. What's going on, man? Hypex? State your name, brother. I see your alias.
What's up? This Kevin. I'm Kevin later. Yeah, what's going on?
No. Who's that laughing in the background? Oh, you on the bus? What's going on, man? It's blurry back there. Go ahead, talk to
I'm
me.
I'm just coming from my show. We do a thing called Junketing. It's a Bahamas cultural thing, and I'm on the road right now.
I got
Heading
you.
back to Atlanta.
All right.
Okay, Cameron, did you have a question?
Cameron, what's happening with you?
I'm good.
Good, good.
My
Sounds
question
good.
is, how did you get into like your first major movie, or how you get your first major role?
I'm going to talk about me. Yes, let's get it. Well, again, I started young. All right. So my thing was, you know, I started at the bottom and worked my way up. Right. So my brother, you see me look around at these faces. I don't know. You see, y'all know my brother, Cuba Gooding Jr., who wound up winning an Oscar. Right. 10 years older than me. So I was 9, he was around 19, and he had an agent, and I went in and picked up a script for him running an errand. And she saw my face, and I smile a lot, just like this, 8 years old. She said, let me send you out on some auditions. And I had 2 auditions in one day, and I booked one. And it was for a educational film called McGruff the Crime Dog. It's another Take a Bite Out of Crime, all this again. Google it, it's back in the day. And I started there. Then I started on, I did a little bit of background extra work. Then as it progressed, I finally had a show where I didn't have line. I wasn't really an extra. It was kind of like a featured extra in a school. So I was just kind of there, just kept working my way up, waiting for the next gig. Did a couple other guest spot roles. And then I landed a series by age 12. So 3 years of just, you know, learning it, still going to school, obviously, because I was young. And then once I booked the series, that's when I was like, okay, this is now a job. It's, you know, and I was one of the lead hosts of a Nickelodeon show called Wild and Crazy Kids. That show ran 3 years. And right when that ended, I booked a series called Hanging with Mr. Cooper that was on Channel 7. That ran 5 years. And then right when that ended, a show called Smart Guy ran another 3 years. Look up, now I'm 24 years old. You know what I mean? Then I got my big break, in my opinion, because it changed the course of my roles. Because back then, doing comedy, you know, as you could tell I like to do, they didn't really take you seriously for the big acting dramatic roles, you know. So a brother named John Singleton, who had done a film called Boys in Hood, which is a big breakout film that he did, wrote a new script called Baby Boy, and he sent it to me and said, yo, I think you'd be right for one of these roles. And when I read the role, I was like, wow, how did you even see that? Because he was a visionary. He could just bring stuff out of people. It was amazing. And that really took it to another level. Because I had stuff in me that people didn't know. You know, you have a private life and then what they see. So how he saw that in another little one of the smaller films that I did was amazing, because he's, you know, it was like it was a film called, what was the name of that one? What was it? What it was, basically the premise of the story was about the sit-ins in Mississippi, right? So when I had to sit in, and I just kind of had a serious face, he saw that I could do this dramatic role. You know what I mean? So anyway, that springboarded my career, and then the rest was history from there. I was able to do drama and comedy at the same time, and then book roles like this and be able to stare at y'all beautiful people and make y'all smile no matter what. I'm silly, I know. I'm just kidding. Believe it or not, I'm just waking up. They working on a Saturday, and y'all had me working on a Sunday, but I ain't mad at it.
Well, thank you.
You got it. And thank you for the noise cancellation. I don't know what Hypex is doing down there, brother. Get it. He ain't even listening either. How was the show, Hypex? Is he a rapper? What did he say he was doing? He don't even know. Can we mute him? He's like, he's already muted. Who's next? I'm telling you, y'all gotta cut me off, man. It's coffee.
I believe it's Penelope is up next.
Penelope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so what is the first thing you do to research and approach a role?
That's a good question. Now, with me specifically, I make sure that I see, I think as an actor, right? Like, I love to talk about my brother. Now, he is an actor. He can do anything. He can do comedy, he can do drama. He did a movie called Radio, where he played a mentally challenged individual, right? And I gave that a shot. Wasn't for me. It's like, I'm still doing comedy. They're just like, I'm like, why y'all laughing? This is my set. Oh, no, it wasn't for me. Learn your lane. Now, you want to hope you're all thespians and actors and you can do anything, then so be it. But me personally, I make sure I can relate to the character in a way that I can bring something and bring it justice, you know, and then I just go hard with it, as opposed to saying, let me challenge myself and read this, roll around in the dirt and have one arm. Like, I'd rather stay in my lane for that. But when I do, you know, you do want to, you know, this day and age is beautiful. Google it. You do all the research you can, have as much knowledge about the thing as possible, and then go in there well prepared. And, you know, make sure you know your lines. It's so important. People, you know, undervalue it. Like, oh, they'll give us the line. Nah, man, you got to drill the line so that it's just an afterthought. You can just, you know, the lines, that's easy. Now that I know the lines, I can make it my own. I can bring this. They change lines in a minute too, you know, so you got to be flexible. You got to be able to take direction. You know, that's what auditions are really for. Because the fun part is you get the script, and there's always a million different ways to do stuff. There's a bunch of different routes you can go with it. Like, okay, this is what the words say, but it could mean this, they could mean that. You know what I mean? So you lock in the way you think is best, you give it to them. And then right away the director says, okay, try it again, but think about this. Think about if you were, and then you go, oh shit, I didn't think about it like that. And then you give it another way. And you go, oh man, you know, sometimes you'll do auditions. You ever do stuff, and right when it's over, you go, dang it, I should have did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have that feeling driving home going, oh man, why didn't I try it like this? You know? So that's the tough part. That's the challenging part, trying to go through all of those different ways. You know what I mean? So a lot of times too, when you're nervous, you're just like, you'll give it to them away and then they'll be done. You're like, all right, how was that? And I was like, good, you're good. You want to try it again or are you good? And you're like, oh, good. You just want to get the hell out of it, right?
Yeah.
Always give them another one. You'd be like, sure, I'd love to try it again. Do you have any notes? Is there anything you want to see? Oh, yeah, why don't you try? You know what I mean? So people, that's what they want to see. They want to see that you take direction well and you're ready to change it up. Like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm on the show now. We have a different director every 2 episodes. We're doing 15 episodes. You know what I mean? So every new director has their own approach, their own way. You know, we got to just figure out how they want to get out. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, all right, we know your season, you know, but we got a lot of kids on the show too. So they're, you know, directing the hell out of them. But for me, they kind of go, how about this? Try that. And I never get too full of myself. Like, no, I think I got it. You know, most of the time they'll say, no, you got a pretty good handle on the role, so we're good, but maybe try it this way. And I go, oh, you know, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
always get ready to switch it up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Hypex, I know that you were actually driving, but did you have a quick question that you wanted to ask Omar before we went into our second set of questions?
No, for right now, I'm fine. I'll just listen. I like to sit back and observe and just hear what he has to say.
I get down.
I'll ask questions until everything is done.
No worries. Okay, so Aaron, you asked the first question last time, so I'll give you a second question to ask.
Yeah, I gotta think about this one, because what is like the most important thing to bring into like an audition? So say when you're coming into a Zoom meeting for an audition, what is the most important thing you want to have or you want to do to really
good Wi-Fi?
Good Wi-Fi is that
good Wi-Fi signal. Well, make sure you're well lit. Make sure you have on a serious. I mean, but I am very serious. It's like, I don't know if you guys caught the first half of what I was talking about. And the girl that almost did not get a role because her Wi-Fi was good, and the executives were just like, well, she can't work Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. You want to have, you know, I kind of touched on it. You know, you guys seem like you probably lean more towards drama, but with comedy, you want to have options, variations. Like every take, you want to have a different punchline type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you're going to audition. Hopefully, you audition once, then you get a call back, and another call back, and a producer session, and a network session. And over and over again, you're doing the same line, same joke with comedy specifically. And I think even with drama too, because you know you can turn it up, you can turn it down, you can make it softer, you can make it harder. Just have different ways locked and loaded. Have your favorite way first. You know what I mean? Either your favorite punchline first, if it's jokes, but if it's serious, you know, I want to give them a lot first and then let them bring it back. You know what I mean? Just be ready. Just have different levels. Say, okay, I want to try this. Maybe the second time we do it, I want to change the wording a little bit. See if that's okay. Never be afraid to change the wording. I always think more is better.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'd rather go a little bit off or go a little too much and then let them say, okay, that's cool, but can you dial it back a bit? Than less. You don't want to be under, "Oh, he has no personalities, no energy. Come on, man, can you bring it up a little bit?" They'll never tell you, come on now, wake up. They'll just be like, swipe left. You know what I mean? They're not gonna give you that.
Yeah.
You'd rather give them so much that they're like, oh man, okay, all right, a little bit less, but we love your enthusiasm. You know what I mean? So just have a lot of bullets in the gun. You know, you always have something more for them. You know, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it does. Thank you very much.
You got it.
Cool. Jalen?
So as like an actor, like what would, like, it might be a little personal, but like what was like the toughest challenge for you for like a role?
Yeah, I have to think about it. The toughest challenge is when it's not just acting, it's extra stuff. It's in the sense of, like, I did a football series, right? Because I never got the chance to play football in high school because I was a working actor from 10 all the way to now. So by the time I got to high school, I tried to try out for the team. He was like, nope, nope. If you're not, committed, then don't show up. You know what I mean? I was like, well, I got to audition and I got to work later, but let me get out of here. So I got the opportunity years later to do a football series. And, as an actor, it's all about being prepared for the role. So you got to know the skill level, this and that. You watch it a lot now, but I never played. So I had to, those were a whole different skill set there. I was like, well, I got my lines. Yeah, lines, man. I need you to run this route. Go out 10 and hit, turn around and catch it. Dang, okay, a little bit more difficult than I thought. You know what I mean? Well, we get a body double for you, but you don't want to do that. You want to be prepared. So for me, the physicality of it was the toughest part of it. I did a film. This is a good one. If you guys haven't watched this yet, you can go, it's pretty much everywhere. It's called AM Radio, right? Now, this film was right in the middle of the pandemic. And, it was a skeleton crew, which means it was a smaller crew because of the pandemic and, health and safety reasons. But it's basically me in a radio booth, being a DJ, talking to callers, and he's dealing with mental health issues. And it was very, very dramatic. And, the great thing was, with everything going on and uncertainty, and as scary as hell as 2020 was, I was able to release through this, but it was a lot of lines. It was a lot of lines. People watching me like, did you memorize all that? Like, you can tell, I'm not blinking. Ain't no looking to the left, ain't not cutting that together. But so the difficult level was staying in character, knowing the lines, and giving them the emotions, because you're acting. These aren't, just me talking right now. I don't memorize anything I'm saying right now. No, but let me try to act like this while memorizing all of these words and hitting all these points. It was beautifully written, So the words, again, I was like, middle of the pandemic, it's great. They gave me a script. I had a month to just keep reading it. With me, I like repetition. So how do you memorize? What are your best ways and tools and tricks? Repetition. Keep reading it over and over and over and over until you can just put it down and you just start saying it in your sleep, walk around and just casually, And once you have that locked in, then you start playing with it, you know what I mean? And I stress, know your lines, because as an actor who knows his lines, the worst thing in the world is trying to act with somebody who doesn't know their lines. That is the worst thing in the world. So from actor to actor to actor, know your lines. You know what I mean? Please. Because, that's the main thing. And people say, hey, you want to run it? I'll be like, hell yeah, if you need to. Me personally, I like to be by myself and go through the line. People be all around me. It don't matter. I talk to myself. I turn the Zoom off and still be talking. I'm the only one in the room. You understand what I'm talking about? I'm going over lines. I'm working stuff out in my head. And once I get it, then I can give to other people. It's like, do you want to run it? I was like, no, I didn't ran it. I was asleep last night. Before I went to sleep, I ran it, knocked it out, boom, boom, and then forgot about it for a while. You got to shut it off. You can't overdo it. Drill it, forget about it. Then pick it up a couple hours later and just take a look, boom, put it down, you got it. Once you got it locked in, then you can play. And you gotta play well with others. You gotta know, who you're dealing with, so to speak. It's kind of like in sports when they say a team doesn't play well, they rise to the occasion when they play tougher teams, or they fall down because they don't play as well if the team's not as good, and they lower them. No, acting's kind of like that too. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you got to give. If I know this guy's struggling, doesn't know his lines, and she doesn't know her lines, I'll either got to be able to say her lines, to improv in between those lines just to keep it going, so we don't have to start over and reset the take and all that type of stuff. There's a lot of stuff y'all ain't asked yet we can get into when we talk about how it is to be actually on the set. When you watch on TV or the movies, it looks very simple. There's a lot to it. You got to be locked in when you're on set. Now, what I mean is, this is an average, and as you might be able to cross questions off your list. I'm gonna break it down to you. So it's funny, I'm talking to my sister about this. She's like, dang, I think there's so much that goes on. But you go, get on set, hair and makeup, wardrobe, boom. Big deal, little deal, maybe, maybe not. They have their own department, so that's one thing. Then you're on set and you have the crew. Now the crew, you got to get mic'd up, so you got a sound guy. You got the guy that's lighting it, which is very important as well, because you got to be seen, right? You got the director, you got the cameras, you got all this, and the third. Now, I say all that to say, you can be like, all right, here's my lines, I got everything. Boom, I start acting, we're in the scene, we're doing it. Then cut, all right, let's do it again. What's the problem? Oh, one of the lights went out. The mic's not right. The cameraman was off, we were out of focus, sorry, we have to do it again. We have to do multiple takes, and it might not be your fault, but you have to be able to stay locked in to give that best performance, because you know what I mean? We have scenes we have to cry and all that. And you be like, oh, good scene, that was great. Sorry, we were out of focus. We need it again. God dang it. You know what I mean? Now I gotta start again. You just gotta stay locked in. People look at me, this is easy. It is not easy, I'm telling you. But when you see the finished product, you think, oh, it's simple, right? All you do is get up there, say your lines. That's what a lot of people, you really have to be mentally tough and prepared for this in all seriousness. You know what I mean? If this is what you want to do, then you have to take it seriously. If you have 2 lines, 3 lines, or a monologue, now I was the king of the one-liners. We'd be like, man, you would steal scenes, steal the show. All I got to show is, hey, what's up, y'all? That's all I had to say. But I'd come in there, hey, what's up, y'all? Damn, we didn't think about it. Yeah, it was funny. And then they'll write them another line in. Kill that. Know where the camera is. That's another thing. Every movement is a picture. That's another thing. You know what I mean? There's so many levels to it once you get on set. And it seems like a lot. You get the, oh, snap, and it is. But after 30 plus years, it's like, all right, we already got it. Is this mic good? All right, well, let me know. Makeup, bring them over here. All right, over here, I didn't get sleep last night. Tap that, boom, boom. You start sweating, boom, boom. I need you in between. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts. That's why knowing your lines is the one that I keep going over. Because once you think everything else, once you have the lines, then you're, it's easier. You know what I mean? And you gotta have a faith. You gotta have something that centers you before you get started. Now, when my big break, we talked about that with John Singleton. Before we started one of the most intense scenes, he said, now this is the scene that I'm sending to Paramount Studios to let them know that we're rocking and rolling so that they greenlight the rest of the film. I was like, I thought it's already green. He's like, look, trust me, they want updates. So before we start, I want you to jump up and down, do some jumping jacks, some push-ups, get your heart racing. And then I'm gonna say action, even though I start mouth closed and my chest is just heavy and breathing, right? So whatever you need to calm yourself down, center yourself, stay locked in. We like to have fun, and this and that, da-da-da. Don't be goofing around unless you got it already. You guys are just starting out, take it serious as hell. I'm telling you, this will go a long way. You'll know when you can relax and just have fun on set. They love me now. They're like, I ain't done. I'm cracking jokes in between because I know all that. You know what I mean? But you just, you have to be prepared for long hours, long days. Little short films and stuff like that, because you're just starting off. People might go, all right, one take, we got it, moving on. It's like, whoa, that was easy. But as it moves up, you don't want one take. You want angles. You got to, as from the editor standpoint too, when they piece it all together, the more takes, the better, because something might have been wrong with this take from this angle. So they need to get it from another angle and use that and cut in between. You may mess up your line and miss it on this one, but you have it here so they can cut away to this angle. When we're watching it on TV, we don't see, every time the picture moves like this and boom, that's a whole nother angle. That's a whole nother shot. You know what I mean? Whole new set of lighting. He probably went, changed his clothes, something spilled and ran. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't even remember the original question. I just got to talking to them. And I know we're probably close to overtime. So let me mute myself. Y'all got some good ones. Get it in.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, if you're giving them a lot of information, so this is something that they need anyway. So hey, you're the expert. So if you have to talk on. Okay, but we don't want to waste too much of your time. Cameron, did you have another question?
Is it easier? I mean, once you're a well-established actor, is it easier to get into more films?
Yeah, of course. And for me, it's like a pick and choose type of thing. I can choose my roles as I'm established. There's another point that I do want to make too. When you're starting out, you never feel like you have to compromise, right? Don't feel that you have to do anything, especially when you're just starting out, right? Now, a lot of things in life will get in the way. Oh, if I don't book something soon, my parents this, or financially that, and da, da, da. I'm telling you, we're in a different era, different age. You know, back in the day, I would say, take the chance, move to Hollywood. That's where the opportunities are. It's not as true anymore. A lot of these cities are booming everywhere, where there's, you know, now there's studios everywhere. I'm in Chicago. It's booming. They do all the Chicago anything out here. So it's awesome. But never feel like, you know, like I'm a big stickler and I'm gonna talk about staying in my lane. There's a lot of things I just won't do. You know, we can get deep with it again. We can get racial, political, all that. We can go there. There's certain things you will never see me do as an actor because I knew early, right? I mean, you know, I was blessed and I found early success. But, you know, some things I said, no, you know, so even with comedy. They'll say, okay, we want you to do this and run through a wall and fall on the ground and die. I don't do all that physical comedy. Trust me, I can make it funny. I'm gonna make it funny without having to do all of that. You know what I mean? Put this dress on and put this hat. No, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to say no and stand up for yourself. And if they say, well, we'll find somebody else, we'll do it. You know what I mean? Because there's a role for me. There's a part for me. I don't have to do this. I don't have to, you know, rack my brain or go, oh my God, it's not the right role. If you know, and you know when you know that it's what you want to do and it's in your heart or it's in the bloodline, or maybe you're starting a new thing for your family or whatever the case is, then the right role will come. You know what I mean? But I'm serious about that. A lot of people stress themselves out or feel, you know, when I was talking about you got to get to know them so that they give you the role, that type of thing. To a certain extent, you know what I mean? They invite you out. All right. They invite you upstairs. All right, knock it off. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that you have to do before they get it. Because people just like to be around you if you have good energy. You know, a lot of people are really good at auditioning, but terrible actors. You understand what I'm saying? You see somebody, how the hell did they just book everything? Because people like them. No BS. They work the room well. They got the part. Now they on set. You're like, we gotta recast this now. Well, we'll coach them up. You know what I mean? Because we like them so much. So anyway, again, I'll ramble. And know when to shut up. That's a big.
All right. So Aaron, why don't you introduce yourself just a little bit to Omar? You know, like tell him who you are, what type of actor or where you're trying to go in your genre. Like give him a little bit of information about yourself.
Yes, ma'am. My name's Aaron, of course. I live in a very country type of place, and I've always wanted to do more serious roles. You know, I can be funny. I can be a funny guy. I'm the funny guy in my friend group, and all my friends. I'm the funny guy, but it's just not really what I always wanted to go to. I have a more serious look and stuff, and I've always get told I look serious, so I've always wanted to do more serious roles.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also like to do comedy mixed in. So
right.
I don't know. I guess I'd like to do like an action comedy kind of roles, but I don't want to go into, you know, I start going into my first big thing would be a drama or something like that. And they only see me as a drama, or they only see me as something like that. And I can get casted for anything else besides that. Does that ever like become a problem?
No, that's kind of tough. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, it's kind of like where rappers, you hear that they want to rap a certain way musically, they want to do the music a certain type of way, but they got that hit. And then once that hit, they're like, no, stay in that lane. We want you to keep doing that. Yeah, but I can do more intricate stuff, or I can talk about this. Like, no, you came out as a thug, stay a thug, because that's what's up. So, I mean, we can get typecast, which is what you're getting at. But if it's typecast for the right thing, you know, and now you're well off and you're known for that, they will ride with it. You know what I mean? And if that's all the roles you get, that's it. But it's successful, cool. Then you start producing your own stuff. Then you do your own special. You know what I mean? Now you're the man. Now you're creating it. You create your own content, which is what we're doing now. This pandemic ain't going nowhere no time. So people using content is big. There's streaming, everything. So, you know, and that's another thing. You don't have to wait till your career ends to do that. Do that now. Right. You know, it's easy to study our craft. Watch TV. You watch a TV or online, you know, getting stuff. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of entertainment, period. So I know what's going on because I'm watching it. I'm watching everything. New series, all right, I'm watching it. I got the time to do it. I'm watching it. Watch it, load it, and you write it, lock it in. You know what I mean? But don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody your ideas. Oh, I got an idea for this new show. Don't say it. And it's funny, my brother, and on a side note too, here I go rambling. My brother used to say this thing to me all the time. He's, you know, I said, man, I got an idea for something. He said, don't say it. People come to me all the time and say, I want to talk to you about this script that I got, blah, blah, blah. Don't even listen because I may steal it on accident. How do you steal something on accident? Well, because we talked about it, threw it away, don't even met you. I saw you at a, a restaurant or something. You talked to me. Years later, I'm writing my own script. Your idea pops in my head. I think it's mine. Now he want to sue me, but guess what? I don't even remember meeting you. You know what I mean? So your stuff can be taken without you even knowing it. But anyway, but as far as the typecasting thing, you want to go after roles that you can really
feel,
pull up. You can really, relate to and feel it and just dig into it. So maybe it's a serious role at first. There's a lot of comedians that have transitioned in the acting. So like if they're not getting like Kevin Hart doing serious stuff, and it's still hard for me to watch him.
Yeah.
Like, come on now, where's the joke, brother? Where's the joke? But he's a good actor.
Mhm.
He's a good actor, and Robin Williams, a lot of guys that have done it that started on sitcom. You can see about Tom Hanks. These guys started off comedy, and then just easily transition because like you, that's what they really wanted to do. But they may have to get their foot in the door first with a little comedy. They're like, okay, we like you. When you audition for the serious role, all right, let me see you. Oh wow. And then it shocked the hell out of them. That's what I did.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Thank you very much for that.
You got it.
All right, Jay.
All right, so my name is Jalen Thomas, and so basically what I want to do for acting is like kind of like because like I'm used to like doing multiple things at like once because like beforehand, like before I did acting, I did boxing, like I was going to try to go pro with it and everything, but some things kind of happened, and I couldn't go completely forward with it, and like I do want to do like I still want to continue doing boxing, but yet again I already did acting before boxing too, so I decided to come back to it and see like what else can change.
Yeah, it's always good to have a special skill and have something, more tricks in your bag, because then that opens up the range of roles that you can get. I've been watching hell out of All American. You sending me All American vibes right now. I can see on the cast. I can see you coming off the bench, catch the ball, bam, because you're athletic. And boxing is great because it's, just being in shape and looking good is another thing. I can even get older, man. I need some sleep, all this thing here. But it's good to stay in shape. You know what I mean? So I would say continue boxing. And it's good to have something else. You say you like to do multiple things. That's me. I write, I do music, I'm racing kids now. I do it all, but it's good. If I wasn't doing this, I'd have my phone in my hand. And I ain't gonna lie to you, every couple times I want to look down here. And it's good because you don't want to just stay locked in on one thing. And it keeps it fresh. Like, how do you do all this stuff? Well, that's how my brain works. I like that, you know what I mean? If you hang up, boom, do push up, go down to the gym, get your mind, get the juices flowing, then pick up a script, read the lines for next week, put that down, watch a little TV, relax. Oh, music come on. Now I got an idea for a song. Write that out. It's good to keep a lot of tricks in your bag, man. But keep it up.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cameron?
Yeah, my name is Cameron, and I'm trying to get into voice acting or some type of film where I can do action or suspense.
Nice.
Something
That's
serious.
Good. You said nothing serious?
Something serious.
Oh, something serious. Yeah, man. That's dope. I mean, because again, the way the game has changed now, especially with voice acting, you get you a voice acting agent. Period. Just a straight voiceovers. Do all commercials all day long. You have to take care of this. Then that's just like the singers do. I wouldn't suggest how my parents did it with cognac, but there's honey and tea and lemon. There's ways you got to protect your box, and that's another thing too. Like we talk about boxing and doing stuff on the side. Be careful as well. Like I'd go out and play basketball every weekend with my guys and turn my ankle, cost me a job. Then I had to try to figure it out. I had to work. Next job, they were like, okay, he can have a limp for a while. You know what I mean? But I was just fortunate. So you gotta, but again, doing voice acting now, all right, well, you have to protect that if that's your main thing. You know what I mean? And that too, really got to stay on it, brother, because you can audition, you can say you audition 5,000 things and then book one, like, oh my God, but with voice acting, that really pays off as well. And it's something you can do in addition to. When we're talking about multitasking and all that, go out, you have to get you a voiceover agent specifically. They'll give you a lot of stuff, especially now, commercials and all that. And that's tricky. That's a lot of stuff. I've done voiceovers, I've done cartoons, I've done animated. Damn, I've done a lot. Anyway, you really want to protect what you value. That's going to help you out. So, definitely take care of that way. And then again, like I've been telling the rest of you guys, don't put yourself in a box. Don't feel like I just have to do this or I only want to do that. You don't know what your big break will be. You know what I mean? You get an agent that's going to send you out on everything, not just African American roles, not just white roles, not just skinny guy, not big guy, but send me out on all of it. You never know. And I would book stuff like that too. I'd walk in an audition room and nobody looks at me. I'm like, yes, you know. Or then when you walk into some room and everybody's got the same look. It's a nerdy guy with the glasses and the tie, and I got a glasses and the tie, and everyone else does. I'm like, no more glasses. Let's take this tie off and let's walk in here. And I'm gonna go, oh, hey, how you doing today? You know, and it's just a different look, and that may land you to work. But good luck, bro.
All right, thank you.
We are in the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything that you guys would like to get out there real quick?
Yeah, Kevin,
Penelope.
let Penelope, she didn't get to introduce herself, so I wanted her to get that opportunity.
Sorry about that, Penelope.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah, let me get this screenshot too. I'm gonna be like that. And I was talking to them a couple years ago, and now they on the bam. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, hi, I'm Penelope, and
Great.
I hope to do like action movies and then like a drama movie and also songwriting for some like shows too.
Love it, love it. Yeah, yeah. Well, good luck with all of that, you know, and stay athletic. You said, what was the first thing you said?
Oh, I said I hope to do like, you know, action movies and stuff. So I also play tennis too, by the way.
There it is. There it is. Dance. Do you take dance?
Yeah,
Do you
I
have a
do.
singing voice? Do it all. Get all. It's just like being in school and they say, well, you know, study one subject. No, study them all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know what you're going to major into. You get there. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with acting. When they say, what are your special skills? It's so funny, man. As I'm learning this now, I'm just like, I do this and this. All right, that's it. No, learn as many things as you can. Archery, axe throwing, I don't care what it is. Learn it all and have it in your bag, because, you know, as we search for content and stuff like that going forward, you just never know, you know. And they were like, oh, we have to train this person. Half the people on my show already skated, but now they're doing tricks and all this type of stuff. So it's like, all right, what about you? I was like, I ain't skated in about 20 years, but you're funny as hell. So I got the job. We'll teach you how to skate. Woo! I was falling down yesterday. They regretted it anyway. But yeah, just get as many tricks in your bag, and don't forget about me when y'all making y'all acceptance speeches, because I'm gonna remember all these faces, especially serious looking ones. I see you, brother. Man, he got a good career at Sirius. He can hold that face. I'm funny as hell. He ain't laughed once. I see you. We gonna get him smile. He's smirking too, like, don't.
Be on Blade. I think he needs to be the next Blade.
Yeah,
Hi,
pay your
Pex.
taxes.
Yeah. Hi, Pex. Would you like to say something? I know you're driving, so.
Yeah, I wanted to say a few things like they were saying about acting for acting. I can see myself doing like horror films or like some type of superhero, because I feel like I can see myself playing as a superhero. But also, when you take serious parts like that, it's hard. It's hard to get serious movies when you want to do comedy also, because they said you wanted to do comedy. But when they see you as a comedy actor, it's more harder to get they're like, okay, you're this type of person. It was the same outcome for Jamie Foxx. At first, he was a comedian, and then he came off to be more of a serious actor. So I would have to watch what I do, because I would enjoy some comedy films, and I see myself as more of a serious actor, like doing drama and action movies.
Text, I don't know if it's off, but there's a lot of background noise that's in the
The back, yeah, there's Marvin. Hey, Brendan, you can turn that down for me, please. Yes, is that better? Because
Yeah, that's better.
Car noise,
It's a little bit better.
Yeah, the main problem we don't think you can fix. So we just you finish what you were saying. 'Cause I can see you in horror films, because I kind of want to listening to you right now. You might be the first dude out. Then again, you're a superhero, yeah, because you can block out all that background noise, man. That's a talent.
Yeah. But another thing I was going to ask, the nerve, like how do you get over the nerve when you walk in and you just like, man, I'm the best, and then you walk in, you see everyone else there that can do the same thing you can do. How do you get over that nerve? Because it instantly hits you like, damn, okay, I'm here, and I have so many other people here can do the same thing as me. How do you get over that and just get in that character? Because you have to switch. There's like a switch. You just get into character mode, and you're just not even you anymore. It's a whole different personality. So I want to know, how do you activate that? How do you get in that form of seriousness?
Right. Go ahead and mute yourself so I can get in it. Yeah. So great question. I was clapping when you asked it. That's good. That's a good thing to close on too. getting in there. You know, it's funny. I think in the beginning, it was a lot of nerves and nervousness. And I feel like that's when you do your best work, you know, when it's all on the line. It's not just you're at home audition, rehearsing with a friend, or in a quiet room with a casting director, or this and that. Well, I mean, the casting director, that's when all the chips are really on the line. But when you get nervous, you know, I've been in this a long time, and I'll start getting ready to do certain stuff. Some stuff is, you know, it's too easy. And then there's something it's on my mind. I didn't really know it. We're about to go, and I'm sweating now. Where did this come from? Oh shit, those are nerves. Oh, we're gonna kill this. You know what I mean? I love that feeling. Embrace that, oh shit, unless it makes you mess up. Then you got to find a way to calm yourself down, center yourself. Don't be afraid to say, let me start over. I got this. You know, you got to lock in and really say, this is what I want to do. But a lot of it's trial and error, bro. You never know. You be like fully prepared on the way there. I know all the lines, and you get in and they say action, and you're blank. And you go, shit, I need to take this shit a little more serious. Excuse my French. Maybe I need to lock in a little harder if I'm blanking. You know what I mean? So to activate it, it's all about will. It really is. It's not a level, because you can be the most prepared you were. It's a scary thing. I'm being serious here. I got this. I'm walking in, I have it, I can't wait. And you go in there and you're working the room, or you're working the Zoom, and everyone's laughing, and you're feeling good, and you are locked in. And they're like, oh, you ready to start? You're like, huh? Oh, shoot, I forgot about that. I'm making y'all laugh, and we're good. Okay, action. And the lines they're just not there. So a lot of people center themselves before you go, you know. I think, you know, for me, this is what works. There's two levels to it. There's two things you need to do. You walk in, you work the room, you work the Zoom, you work the, hey, how you doing? Everybody good? You feeling good? All right, good. So are you ready to go? You say, yeah. All right, let's do it. You know what I mean? Take that moment. You know, it's corny, it's weird. You have to look down, you have to look up, you know, say a prayer, whatever it is, but make sure you're locked in. You know, back in the day, you used to bring sides. That's the paper that has all the lines on it, right? You walk in with that, even though you know the lines. Always hold it. Always keep it there. You keep it in front of you so that it's ready if you get that blank spot, right? The other thing to do, and another trick, is once you say your line, and it's on the other actor to say their line, start thinking about your next line. Already have it loaded up in your head. Don't wait for their key, because a lot of people memorize based on the last word that the other person says. You know, how are you? I'm fine. Oh, how are you? You know, I'm waiting for fine, but they don't say fine. So now there's a quiet spot. How are you? I'm good. Shit, I'm waiting for fine. But yeah, just lock in on knowing what the next thing is. That's enough. Learn all of the lines in the scene, not just yours. You know, they may do a variation, boom, boom, boom. So it's all about locking in. You got to do all your homework, all of it. Know your lines, be ready to be Johnny on the spot, be ready to change your look up when you walk in and say, oh shit, these guys all look the same. I got to get something else. Now I got to walk back outside and rethink some stuff. You know, keep your ears open. I love that. I'll go sit in there, and there's some people going over their lines out loud and just going, oh, that's how I was going to say that. Not a chance. I like to sit right next to the audition room. Can't do that with Zoom. And you can sit there and you can hear, especially if it's a comedy or something, you hear them laughing. They dying in their laugh. Oh, guy walks out. Oh, I see you later. You're like, oh, hell no, I got to turn my thing up. I got to figure something out. Now you got to activate that. It's all competition. It's great. Don't be too friendly either. I'm friendly in the room. In the hallway, oh, y'all, I'm locking in. Hey, how you been? Good. See you later. I'm over here on the side end. What's wrong with him? I'm about to book this. That's what's wrong with him. So I need to be locked in. I need to activate that thing you're talking about, right? And save it. I like to pace myself. Be cool, we calm. All right, see you later. As soon as that door opens, boom, your heart starts beating. It's on now. You're auditioning as soon as you walk in the room. You understand me? Now you have that, all that swag, all that. Give them that first. All right, you ready to do this? Do you have any questions? No, it's all pretty straightforward. Let me just go over it one more time. Oh, this word here, does that mean that? Okay, all right. Well, they love questions. They love questions. People say, oh, I'm so well prepared. I don't have any questions. Watch what I do. Hell no. That's another thing. We want to add that to the list. Have questions to ask, even if you know it all. You know what I mean? Even if you know all of it, just be like, nah, I want to ask about this. I want to ask about this. And just even say that. So is it this one or that one? Oh, it's that one. Oh, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. They like that. You know what I mean? Let's say, all right, my hands like this. Was this good? Was it good? Could I be loud? Or is it, no, just take your time. We try it this way, then we'll try it that. All right, good. You know what I mean? And then just go, man. And you know, again, you'll know when you know. And I've had bad auditions. We talked about that radio audition that I tried. You've had, you know, trial and error where you say, maybe this is it. Maybe this is my lane. Let me try this. And you're looking up and people are looking, woo, you know, and you also, this last keynote, especially for live auditions. Zoom again, it's a new world we're working on. You got to put that wall up. Got to put that wall up. Everybody in the room, because you'll do it. You can't help it. It's the biggest fear for people auditioning is the guys that looking at you, look down and start doing something else. Or on the phone, or they're making notes about something. There's a camera recording you. Just work for the camera. You know what I mean? Everybody else in the room, tune them out. I don't care if they start talking or get on their phone. I don't give a damn. I'm staying locked into my scene. When I had to audition for Zoom, I see all of you, your faces here. When I say a joke, I see your teeth smiling. When you audition, you don't see none of that. It's just you and the actor you're reading with. And if you're doing comedy, you don't hear jokes or laughing in between. You know, we stopped after the first scene. They all popped in. Man, that was hilarious. I'm like, oh, thank God. I couldn't tell. You know what I mean? But I stayed in it. I kept performing like everything I said was awesome. I stayed locked in with the emotion, regardless of background noise or this and that, because things happen all the time. So again, you just got to stay locked in. You got to put that wall up, drown out the background noises, if you will, hypex. And it'll come. You know what I mean? You'll know when you know. But me, I love nervous now. I love, you know, people are like, oh my God, I'm nervous. What do I do to calm down? Hell no. That's gonna keep you locked in, bro. Trust me. But anyway, that's what works for me.
That was so wonderful, Omar. So again, I do want to thank you for doing this. It was a pleasure speaking with you or giving you the opportunity to speak with our actors. So
Yes.